Okay, next example. So what we have here, we're going to have some higher exponents. 5x to the 6, 2x to the 8, minus 3x to the 4, plus x. Now, it pretty much follows the same pattern as before. So it multiplies in. So the numbers multiply. 5 times 2 is 10. X to the 6 times x to the 8. When you have exponents like this, the exponents add, because we have 6 x's, we have 8 x's. Overall, 14 x's. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. X to the 6 and x to the 4 is x to the 10. It's a little weird because we're multiplying the numbers, adding the exponents. That's how exponent laws work. And over here, we have 5 times invisible 1. There's invisible 1 over here. So 5 times invisible 1 is 5. And next is 6 times, and there's an invisible 1 there too. If you don't see an exponent on the next, there's just 1. So 6 and 1 is 7. Example 12. Let's introduce a different variable into this. So we have two variables in one equation. So 2x times 3x minus 2y. It multiplies to both of them as per normal. 2 times 3 is 6. X times x, x to the 1, x to the 1, x squared. Nothing new or exciting there. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. And x times y, there's no hocus pocus actually. It's just xy. X times y is xy, which is another way of writing x times y. And that's essentially as simplified as you could get it. You're done after that. Example 13. Minus 4 x squared y cubed. 5x to the 4 y minus. Okay, we're getting a little crazy here. That's good. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So this whole thing is one term. That's a term. That's a term. So we have one term here and two terms inside the bracket, and that's it. And we're going to multiply these terms. We're going to multiply it like that. So once per term. And I'm going to go through this carefully because quite a bit going on here. Negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. Then we look at the x's. X squared times x to the 4 is x to the 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. Y to the 3 and y with invisible 1 over there is going to be y to the 4. Okay, we've done the first one. Now the next one, negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. X squared times x, invisible 1 over there. So 2 and 1 is x to the 3. Y cubed, and there's no y over there, so that's as much as we could get. And that's the answer to that one. Example 14. Five x times 2x minus 3 plus 6 times x plus 4. Okay. So here we have two sets of things. So this is right next to the bracket, so this is going to multiply in, and this one's going to multiply in. For the first one, 5 times 2 is 10x. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. Oops, sorry. X times x, that should actually be x squared minus 15x. And for the same one over here, plus 6 times x is going to be plus 6x, and 6 times x is 24. But we are not done. So now what we have to do is we have to collect like terms. And x squared and x are not like terms, but these two are definitely like terms. So this would become 10x squared minus 15 plus 6. You could type in the calculator, but it turns out to be minus 9x plus 24. And that's that. Example 15. This is a hard one. This is one that people in grade 12 sometimes even screw up. So it's tempting to say that you want to add up to 5 plus 3 first. So what you might want to do, don't write this down. You might want to say, okay, so this becomes 5 plus 3 is 8 times 2x minus 6. But that would be wrong. Wrong. And why is it wrong? It's wrong because of bedmass. So the 3 is multiplied, and multiplication comes before addition. So you have to do the multiplication first, and you have to save the addition for last. So what we're going to do for example 15 is we're going to multiply the 3 in. So it's going to give us 5 plus 3 times 2 is 6 and x. 3 times negative 6 is minus 18. Then we collect like terms, so I'm going to go 6x, there's an invisible plus 5 in front of that, plus 5 minus 18. So that'll be 6x, 5 minus 18 is minus 13. And that would be the answer to that one. So along the same vein of thought, but more complicated, we would have 3 minus 4 times 2x minus 5. So once again, might be tempted to do 3 minus 4 first, but we're not going to do that because of bedmass. So we're going to multiply, what we're going to actually do is we're going to multiply the entire minus 4 in. And if it makes a positive, we're going to write a positive, but in this case it doesn't though. So we have our 3. Minus 4 times 2 is minus 8x. And if it was positive again, remember we would write a positive because we don't leave a blank. And minus 4 times minus 5 is 20. Let's jostle these around. Minus 8x plus 3 plus 20. Minus 8x plus 23. Space for number 1. Okay. Let's do a pretty hard one here. 7 plus 4 times. So much like the brackets in the last lesson, we're going to do this one in order from the inside bracket to the outside bracket. So this bracket, the curly bracket is inside the square bracket, so we're going to do the curly bracket first. And we're not going to touch anything else while we're doing that. We're going to just copy it all down again. So that's going to multiply, and that's the only change we're going to make to this line. So it's going to be 2x. We're going to keep the square bracket, keep the 7. 4 times 2 is 8x. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Now we're going to do, now we can multiply. We could also collect like terms now. I'm not going to, but that is very reasonable. So 2x times 7 is 14x. 2x times 8x, there's 2 x's there, so it's going to become 16x squared. 2 times negative 12 is negative 24, and then we're going to add the x. We're not done, of course, because these and this are like terms. So it's going to be 16x squared plus 14x minus 24x, which is 16x squared. 14 minus 24 is minus 10x. And that would be the answer to that one. And that's it.